Weeknights, Ohio's veteran voice of truth and reason opens up,
This'll change everything.
unloads,
What are we supposed to do now?
and you'll see. The day's biggest sports moments, Ohio's top sports guests, all from Ohio's original name in sports talk.
Like a fine wine, I get better with age.
You drink beer.
More sports and less Levine.
More Sports and Less Levine is on the air.
Weeknights at 6 on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Around here, we all know a Buckeye in your pocket is lucky, so we're still working overtime to make sure everyone has a Buckeye when they come to Miami Valley Gaming. In fact, business has been so good, we moved the entire operation to the gaming floor. Richard, our head of Buckeye Pocket Control, has been checking everyone's pockets to make sure everyone is lucky. We think it's going well.
Christmas trees may be on everyone's mind this time of year, but you might be surprised to learn that trees of all kinds are an important part of the Ohio economy. Lindsay helps us see both the forest and the trees.
It's happening a lot throughout Ohio this time of year. Families coming together, embarking on their annual search for the perfect pine, the finest fir, the family Christmas tree. However, getting a tree from here
The one here? This one right here.
to home is a very long process.
A lot of work all year long to get what you see here.
And while other types of farmers see a financial return on their labor on a yearly basis, Christmas tree farmers, and lumber growers of all kinds for that matter, are the perennial optimists, waiting years, even decades before seeing any kind of lucrative payday.
This is our crop. It's renewable just like corn and soybeans. It's just this, we had a 7 to 12 year growing season.
With more than 30% of the state covered in dense forest, lumber producers and forest owners around the state are proving that their time and patience pays off in big business.
Timber industry in Ohio is a $15 billion industry, and that includes everything from the production of lumber, of timber, extracting it from the woods, the sawmillers, the loggers, the consulting foresters who work directly with the landowners, processing that material into usable products.
It's a huge business here in the state of Ohio. It leads to thousands of jobs. Ohio has always been a leader in the timber industry, particularly in the eastern part of the United States. We also have a lot of public land, so people not only like to see timber as an economic or financial resource, but also kind of, as that value-added resource when you're driving through the country, because it provides opportunities for hunting, recreation, or just the enjoyment of walking through the woods.
And while a walk through the selection at a place like Kaleidoscope Farms in Mount Corey can get anyone in the mood for the holidays, getting to this point wasn't easy for lumber and forest landowners this year.
We had a killing frost that killed the tip of the leader on almost every tree here. And that was followed by the worst drought we've ever experienced. So we lost, 1,000 trees, young trees in the drought. And then we had the worst flood we've ever had this year. And we lost 1,000 big trees to the flood.
But it's more than Mother Nature that poses a risk to this industry that supplies jobs for more than 119,000 Ohioans.
This is the emerald ash borer larva. This is the part of the insect that kills the ash tree. At this point, we've found emerald ash borer in 34 of Ohio's 88 counties, and we'll continue to look and put quarantines in place to slow the spread of this devastating insect.
The Ohio Department of Agriculture is working to combat these little bugs that could present huge problems to the lumber industry in the state if not caught early on in their development stage.
The biggest thing when it comes to invasive species is to know about the quarantines that are established in the state of Ohio. Make sure that you know about those ahead of time before you're harvesting and moving that potentially infested material to other parts of the state.
And prevention begins at the most basic level, in the forests of Ohio. Pests like the emerald ash borer have been in Ohio since 2003 and can only migrate less than half a mile a year themselves. People moving firewood and other infected timber across the region can make this problem an epidemic.
In fact, the Department of Natural Resources has estimated that emerald ash borer could cost the state of Ohio more than $3 billion over the next 10 years.
So what can landowners do to keep these problems at bay? And how do landowners know what to do for the future timber development? Officials recommend exploring land management options.
A management plan is really an essential part of thinking about the future of their forests. Landowners can have many different management objectives, and it's sometimes difficult for a landowner to think through the necessary steps that will allow them to achieve those objectives.
Objectives that stay the same over time, even when the product changes constantly, reaching its full potential only after years and years of nurturing. Supporting Ohio agriculture is the basis for organizations like the Ohio Farm Bureau, and supporting Ohio's timber industry is a year-long process. Not just this time of year when it seems that the only trees that matter are Christmas trees.